We're joined by Coach Nasief Morris. This man has played overseas and he spent a lot of time there. But we're not going to focus on that for now. We're just going to focus on his appointment as the head coach at Steenberg. Coach Nasief, welcome to our platform.
Hi, thanks for having me here. Really appreciate it.
Yes, Coach, and we of course welcome our viewers who will be watching this conversation with yourself. Well, Coach, we've met several times on the field in the ABC Motsepe grounds, and this for us it does not come as a surprise because you've done the groundwork. And just take us through your journey of coaching, especially after you retired from professional football.
Yeah, after I retired, actually, if I go into my playing career, I think halfway through there, I was always thinking, nah, I will never become a coach, because you see things like in your career and things like that. And then later, to the close to the end of my career, I thought about it and I thought, like, no, maybe I should give it a shot, because of all my experience and things like that. And then while I was still playing my last season at Milano, I did my entry level, the D license, CAF D license, and then the following year, after when I just retired, I ended up going to do my C. And when I had that, I was looking around and trying to find a small team or junior team like that I can start coaching with, because for doing my B license, I have to be involved somewhere with coaching a team and things like that. So I approached a couple of teams, Grassy Park, and then eventually Kappa, and I got the job by Kappa, but that was to take the Bail team, the under 19 team, because I told the boss, like, I want to start at the grass level and, try and work my way up. But then at that time, I think it was just in the start of the ABC season that year at Ikapa. So Sean Peterson, the boss of Ikapa, he said to me, like, why don't you come to training? You can help out the coaches there and get your way into the things. I said, no problem. From that, the next thing I know, I'm on the bench at Ikapa as an assistant coach. But I mean, it's not what I planned, but fortunately enough, it happened like that. And, things started to become clear to me. Like, I started enjoying being around at that position. And also I think the technical team there that was there at that time was very welcoming and open, and the way they did things, like, it showed me, like, this is the right way how to work. You need to be comfortable and open with the rest of your technical team and be honest and open with everybody, And I started adapting that from them, and eventually, I think it was 2 months later, I ended up getting the head coach job at Ikapa, because the head coach Tulani that was there at that time, he got an opportunity to join Brandon Trutte at All Stars as an assistant coach. So things just started happening for me, and obviously it was not about what I need to achieve that season, because I took over somebody else's team. So I started working with the team until the end of the season. Then when the new season came, the boss of Vikapa told me that he wants me to stay, but he wants me to build my own team, and we will need to try and compete for the league and things like that. And I managed to set the team together. I think on paper it was a very good team, because I know a lot of players that I played with that was looking for jobs in the ABC. They obviously approached me and wanted to come and play. So I actually had a very good team, but it's not so easy. It's putting everything from scratch and then trying to succeed on your objective, what you are planning. But I mean, we didn't do too bad. It went very well for us that season. Then my new challenge came, where I got a job at Magic, which when they became Norway Parks Magic in the ABC. Also a different challenge for me, because there was players that was there already, and I needed just to tap up and fill up the team, for the new season. But there was a bit of a challenge, because some of the guys that I was waiting on was playing SAB, and they were hoping to get into the playoffs. So it set my program a bit out of control, because I had to wait for them. They needed to settle in the team and things like that. But I actually had a very good start. The first round went very well. I think I was jumping on the top 3 up and down until COVID hit us. I think at that time we were 4th on the table. And then unfortunately, I mean, with the COVID, everything went haywire. until like now, I mean, the final decision was made now that the teams on top of the log of all the provinces will end up going to the playoffs. But before that happened, during the crisis and things like that, I spoke to the boss of Magic, and he told me that, you know, he's might not keep the team, so he's considered like now that somebody else will take over the team if the league decides to continue. I said that's not a problem. I understand, and also, I mean, financially, everybody has been affected during this COVID period, and but I mean, our relationship is very good because we also in talks of planning and doing something different on the side where he wants to involve me, and that can be a sideline thing. But I mean, the most important thing is the relationship that we built and the trust and things like that. And then I mean, my manager was obviously busy trying to find something new for me, and obviously, hopefully, to try something at a higher level, which is NFD. Then they had a meeting with the boss of Steenberg, and he was saying that he's not sure what he's going to do. But if he doesn't sell the team, he would like to have me on board as the head coach of the team, and I can bring my own technical team and all those things. Then it was up and down. Then it was there's a buyer. Then it was the buyer has to put the money in the account, and it went on like that until eventually he confirmed the deal has been done. And then some rumors were going around again a few days later. My agent contacted him. They had a meeting, and he said the deal was cancelled. And I have the job at the end of the day. So, I mean, and that was a few days, like last week, end of last week, was the most exciting news that I've had like in a long time, because, you know, this is something that I've been looking forward to at this opportunity at this level. Because like, I mean, like you said before, like I started like from the bottom, and that is what I thought in the beginning. If I'm going to give this a shot at trying to become a coach, I need to start at the bottom, because not all footballers, I think, can become good coaches. And that was like a stepping stone for me. And I think the 3 seasons I had in the ABC, I learned a lot. And also I realized that, you know, I can pursue this as a next career after my playing career. And that's why I'm so passionate in trying to make a success of going forward in this.
Absolutely, coach. And, you know, it's good to see stories like this unfold, especially when one is on the ground and looking at the development and how coaches are coming to the fore, especially former football professional players. And having said what has happened at Newley Park's Magic, and I had a conversation with Miles October as well. And at the time, it was the beginning of lockdown. And, you know, we spoke about the challenges of managing a football club in the midst of the pandemic. And that has obviously led to a lot of maybe players that have been let go, and also yourself having to decide on what your career is in going forward. And getting this call from Steenberg, and we understand, you know, the cloud that was hanging over the club. And I think most of us are quite glad and pleased with the fact that this club is not going anywhere, and that you now part of this club and you at the helm. Being a head coach in the Glad Africa Championship, what is some of the things that you're laying out for yourself?
Well, firstly, like I said, the technical team that I managed to put together, it's obviously guys, most of the guys that has experience at this level. Like the goalkeeper coach Tony that I have, he was with Milano for a long period of time. The physical trainers that I have have experience at this level. The assistant coach also, it's like me, it's his first opportunity, but I think that was the best decision also that I could make, because at the end of the day, we all need to try to help each other in this line of work. And I mean, for me, getting the opportunity and also creating something for him as well. But I mean, for us working together at Magic we had a good relationship. And I thought, like, you know, I need to also have people with me that I'm comfortable with, that I can trust, which is a big important factor. Because I believe that once the technical team is in sync and they have one objective and they all want to work to one goal, like, and things like that, it's very important, because I think the players will end up picking up, you know, if there's some problems in the technical team, and that could cause major problems in the team. So that is, I think, is the most important part. Like when starting up, your technical team needs to be in sync and everybody on the same level, trust each other, and work well together and for each other as well. And then building onto the team with the players and things like that. Like, you know, I know obviously playing and coaching is different because I have experience in playing in the NFD, and there are some things obviously that I used to take note of and things like that when you're traveling, the difficult the difficult things that you will come up, challenges and those kind of things by traveling away, and not only away but also, I mean, with setting up everything at home as well, because things are a lot more professional compared to the ABC. So we need to also show the players that they in a professional setup and all those things, and everything is done professionally. Yeah, and I mean, like I said, like I spoke also to a couple of coaches that has a lot of experience in the NFD. Brandon Truter is an old friend of mine. We've known each other from my junior days, I think, at Santos. So I mean, we've always been in contact, and I'm really proud of him with his success that he had so far. And I wish him also all the best, like now with his new venture in the PSL. So those are the guys and some other coaches that I spoke to try and get some advice also, to see what I need to be prepared for and these kind of things. Because yes, I'm new at this job, at this level also, but also I need to take help and advice from everybody I can get, because at the end of the day, I won't be able to do this by myself. And I don't think that I know everything. I have a lot to still learn where coaching is concerned. And I'm trying to do everything possible to try and empower myself, whether it's advice from other coaches and in every aspect and things like that. I mean, even I'm invited on Thursday on a Zoom meeting also with the likes of Coach Bobby Williams and all upcoming coaches and things like that, having a chat on certain aspects of the game. So even those things, that will be very important for me, helping me preparing and going forward for this new season.
Absolutely, coach. And it's good to assemble your own technical team as well, because that gives you the, the leeway, the privilege, and to set out your plans and, and how you want to go about doing things. Let's
Yes.
talk about.
And sorry, just to cut you there. And also, I mean, I'm actually fortunate enough, like now that, that the boss allowed me that opportunity, because not all the clubs allow you to do that. Where I had the full go ahead that I can bring all my own people, and even where the squad is the squad of players is. I mean, I'm also allowed to select my own team as well, and I'm very fortunate about that. Like, and I still even can't get over the fact that I'm in this position. It's still so overwhelming and excited, like, and things like that. And I mean, with the opportunity that Mr. Jacobs gave me now at this point in time, like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Sorry to cut you.
No, absolutely, coach. We're pleased to see the fact that you're coming from the grassroots in the coaching aspect, because we all know how difficult it is to play in the ABC Motsepe League. And I think that the Glare Africa Championship as well is quite an intense, and you played there yourself. But now you're coming in as a manager, and one does not see the difference except the professionalism when it comes to the Glare Africa Championship. Now, if we were to look at it, coach, what is your mandate, and are you looking at adding as well into the team, or are you going to work with the squad that is there now?
No, look, obviously we have a database of players, because I mean, even with my time in the ABC League, you identify certain players, and obviously nowadays in the ABC you have a lot of players that has NFD experience that's playing at ABC level, and obviously certain players that has been with me at Ikapa, also moved with me to Norway Parks Magic, and also I invited them now to join me at Steenberg also, which they all know that they're not guaranteed that they have a place in the team, because I made it clear to everybody that was there on the first day, this is your opportunity to prove to me, like, now what you can do, and to make sure that I select you for the squad. And I made it clear to them, what I'm looking for, the type of players, the attitude, all those kind of things, and what I'm all about. And I told him straight, I'm an honest, open and honest person. I'm not somebody that beat around the bush. And also my relationship that I have with my team. I always try to have a good relationship with the players, because if you look at it at the end of the day, if you have players that is willing to run through a brick wall for you, you can achieve absolutely anything. And that is the type of relationship I try to build with the players in the team that I am. And I explained to them there might be times like now in the start that I look a bit tough and stressed, and not stressed, but I mean like how can I say, uh, like
Right.
that I'm not a nice guy or something like that. I have to put up a face because I need to get the best out of everybody. But I said once the team is selected and I have the squad of players, I said you will see a total different side of me. You will see something that you never like really experienced maybe with other coaches or at other clubs and things like that. Because for me, my players is the most important, because my success, it comes from the players' success. Because I can be the best coach in the country or in the world, but if the players is not going to respond to me, I'm not going to be successful. So at the end of the day, they are the most important in the team. And that's why the relationship between me and the players, that's very, very, very vital and crucial. That we have a good understanding, respect, and all those things. And that I know that these players will give their all when it comes to every single game coming up in this league like now. So yeah, so I mean, obviously with the style and things that I want to play, I don't want to get into that like now. That we'll see like as we go along. But obviously, I have an idea of what I want and how I want to play. And I'm actually, like I said, it's still overwhelming and exciting. And I'm just even, I mean, if I just go through my social media, uh, the support that I'm getting from everybody that I have in my social media, it's unbelievable. Serious. I've actually never expected things to be the way it is like now. I had an interview last night with the 021 Footballers page on Facebook.
Yeah.
It was posted last night and this morning on Instagram. And even after I send them the answers to the questions that they send me, the reply to this guy was like, it's fantastic. Like he never imagined like I mean the answers that I would give him. And also at the end, like I added on some extra things because I just wanted to thank everybody for their support and with the messages that I've been receiving like now since the news has been put out there that I'm the head coach of Steenberg. And I mean, I just want to make sure that, not only for myself, but for everybody else, like, to try and make this season to be a very good season and successful, and also to make the people proud. That's all behind me.
Absolutely, coach. I mean, the O2 football platform, many other platforms, they're doing quite a good work when it comes to the coverage of football in the Western Cape. And
Yeah.
if we talk about this, coach, and you look at the response from the community, you look at how you receive all these messages and your Facebook, Twitter, your Instagram pages in a buzz here. Would you say are we about to see a professional club establishing relationships with community clubs? I mean, being someone who's been on the ground and you have seen it all.
Yes. I've always, you know, a lot of times I have big dreams. I always think about like, because firstly I come from Mitchell's Plain, so even like now I'm with my N5 Foundation, the clinics that I started doing at the end of last year. Obviously because of COVID, everything stopped, but everything is still in process like now. And I'm even looking at doing a home base like in Mitchell's Plain. Because I thought, I come from there, and the support I think will be unbelievable that I will get there. So those are all the things, and I believe like that is very important. So for what I'm about to do like now, I hope that it could change like the way football is run in Cape Town, and to get involved with the community and the community with the club, and try to create like a fan base, like for example, because that is one thing that we lack in Cape Town. Because if we go to any of the games in Cape Town, you can count how many people is in the stadium. And that is, I mean, it's really sad. Like, I mean, compared to 20 years ago, like when I was playing at Santos, I mean, we used to have full stadiums during the week, like for games and things like that. And that is what we should aim for, to try and bring back to Cape Town. That type of support from the community and with the clubs and things like that, and grow football in Cape Town and make it like how it used to be before. Because I mean, you see in Johannesburg, the PSL, you see, I mean, before the pandemic, you see the difference between Cape Town and the rest of the country. And that, I think it's very important, how we need to try and structure that, get involved with the communities get involved with the clubs, and try and build a relationship, somehow make things happen, like try and get transport for people from certain areas to the stadium, because I mean, it's no cost at the end of the games, like, and things like that. So I mean, my dreams was always like, I used to lay at night and think like what I could do to try and change certain things in where football is concerned, especially like development, because I think that is a big factor for us in Cape Town, and also South Africa, but mostly in Cape Town. I mean, especially in a place like Mitchells Plain, like where I come from, imagine like one day we have a PSL team that's based in Mitchells Plain, has their facilities, training there, possibly even like a small stadium and things like that. I mean, you will have a packed stadium every single game. Now, those are the kind of things that, you know, that I always think about. And if I could get in a situation like that to make that kind of change, I would definitely do it. And I mean, and this is where it actually starts, with a local club like this, like Steenberg. I mean, from the areas where the players come from, and that is how it all starts, you know. And I mean, we need to start somewhere to make things happen. But I mean, I'm sure slowly, as we put things together, I believe that it's possible to bring Cape Town football back to the way it used to be.
Yeah, it has to be, coach. It has to be. And I'm putting Wayne Castens. He is the chairman of Mitchells Plain Local Football Association. And I've said this several times, and I said, imagining Nasief Morris and Monip Josephs going back to the local football association, what excitement would be, you know, at the stadium, in that vicinity, when there are football activities taking place. And we're challenging the leadership. And I think even the FA, it has so much to do to connecting the former football players into their communities. And coach, I'm saying, take this in, enjoy this moment, and, you know, get yourself ready. We know coaching is quite a stressful job, but it's good to see young coaches coming into the fore and coaching in the professional setup.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, also, like, I mean, if you compare the ABC and NFD, there's no comparison. I mean, for the last 2 days, like I was telling my wife, like, you know, I had a headache yesterday, but the first headache started with the training, but that was a good headache because of the quality that I see in training and things like that. So that's a good type of headache. Then the next headache was my phone was blowing up. It's WhatsApp messages, social media, all those things. This one has players for me, that one has players for me. You know, it's actually difficult. And also, like, I think, like, what some people don't understand. For example, I have a database of players, yes, and also, like, I need to have certain players with a lot of experience in NFD, because if I want to succeed in what I want to do, I need to have the best that I can possibly find. So there's a lot of factors, like, where that is concerned, you know, and you try to make everybody happy, but it's not possible. There are obviously people that expect that you will be able to help them in a scenario like this, like guys coming with, I have this player for you, I have that player for you. There's a lot of talent in Cape Town, and obviously there is certain not rules, I would say, but there's certain things I need to follow where this is concerned, where I'm experienced enough to know that you know, I don't want to get into the politics side of it, but there's certain things that I need to follow, and some people won't understand those things until they get into this line of work and see what the challenges are and what you need to look for, and going forward and trying to make a success of it. So I also I want to let everybody know also, I mean, I would love to try and help every single person that is messaging me, but also they need to understand that I can only do so much. But I mean, just to know the fact that all those messages that I get, besides the congratulation messages like and things like that, but also for the players, um, as much as I could, I want to try and help, but there's only so much that I can do. But I hope they understand and continue to support me, and hope that, I mean, in the future, nobody knows, there could be another a possibility to help one or two other people going forward. But for now, there's only so much I can do.
Absolutely, coach. And I think some of these problems, they lie within the administration of football, because if there was an agreement between professional clubs and local clubs, your work would have been much easier and you would have had the pool of talent to draw from.
Exactly. Yes.
Understanding that now players must get clearance to move on and all of it, all of that, those details. But
Yes.
coach, we must thank you very much for your time, and we really appreciate that you made the time to chat with us. And I'm sure that our viewers enjoyed this conversation as much as we did.
Yes, no, thank you for having me, and I really appreciate it. And also, like again, I want to thank everybody for the support that I've received so far, like in the last 2 days. And I just hope that it will continue like that and going forward. And I hope that I can do everything in my power possible to make everybody proud and make a success of this. But I mean, like I said, it's going to be a tough job, but I'm up for the challenge. And like I said, I have the team with me to help me to succeed, and we just need to make sure that we do the best to our ability going forward.